everybody. This is Kelly Parker. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee with KP. I'm delighted to have a special guest with me today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Thank you. Javonni Hampton. Hey, y'all. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you, KP, for bringing me on the show. Shout out to Atlanta. I love the city. I'm from Orlando, Florida. The media coordinator at FAMU.
Okay.
That's just my career. Outside of that, I'm like a self-love guru, self-care. People know me for always trying to pour into other people and give to others. So
I mean, that's dope that you big on self-care. We're gonna touch on your professional career, but I want to talk about that starting out. What made you want to get into that space? Because I know it's desperately needed. Because some people don't have the people in their lives to pull them up or inspire them to do better and take care of themselves. So what actually made you want to do that, to present yourself in that space?
After I had my son.
Okay.
Yeah, and not even afterwards, but while I was pregnant with him, I was going through a lot. The postpartum depression.
Oh, it's real.
Anxiety.
Men have it too.
Men have it too.
Yeah.
Men have it too. Breastfeeding. I was working an overnight shift as a news producer in Orlando at West TV. Breastfeeding.
Wow.
I was getting 3 hours of sleep a day, going to work, coming home 10 a.m. in the morning, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough for myself. And so I was just like, you know what? I got to tap into myself.
What was the first thing you did for yourself to help put you on that path to self-care?
I was honest with myself. Like, you ain't yourself right now.
Yeah.
You don't look like yourself.
Right.
You're sad every day. You're crying every day. So I started to journal, and I started to, in my terms, I like to say like boss up, but not when people say boss. A lot of times they always think of like managing, but for me, when I say boss, I'm thinking of, as an acronym, boss, balance, O, overcoming challenges, S, being self-aware, and the other is having the self-care.
I love it. I love that a lot. And I look at every woman that I really ever met as a boss, knowing that they go through these type of things where they don't feel love or feel wanted, and they're the reason we're all on earth.
Yeah.
Of course, they need a man to procreate, but at the end of the day, a lot of these women are actually raising these families by themselves. And, here we are just looking at them and not understanding that they need this attention. They need this self-care. They need this self-love type of environment. And I'm glad you were able to create that. So with that self-love and self-create thing, I don't want to say thing, self-create business, what would you tell someone right now how they could start? Because you were honest with yourself. How would you recommend someone who may be in a similar situation, may be on YouTube or wherever they're watching this video, and need someone to just like give them a little push? What would you tell them to do with themselves first?
I think it's a lot just about understanding you're not alone. Like, it's so many people with very similar stories, or they could be going through what you're going through. And a lot of people, when they look at you externally, they would never think like, you're not battling with self-love. That can't be on your, And I think it's just really like an eye-opener to look at, not celebrities, but yes, celebrities who have come out and say, I have depression. I mean, I was just watching an episode with about Tyrese. He was on the Breakfast Club, and he was breaking down crying like, man, I'm struggling. I lost my mom, I lost my marriage. And he was just like, black men cry too. And I feel like as women, we also have to embrace that. Like, we cry. We have the right to be sad. We have the right to feel tired. But also because of just how this generation is, where you either have on one side women who are like hustling and selling their bodies, and then you got another side of women where it's like they're trying to find balance, have a provider, somebody in the house, and then like in the middle it's just like clashing. So like when you're in that middle, you're never gonna come forth and say I need help, because you don't want to seem like you're selling yourself, and then the other side is you're prideful. And so I think that if women stay expressing how they truly feel when it comes to strength, and let men in some capacity, be the stronghold, it will help reduce some of that pressure.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of INDE Webby, you know what I'm spelling. A lot of them type of women out here right now that really say they don't need a man, but they may not need a man in every situation, but in a lot of situations they will.
Yeah.
Let's just nip that in the bud, especially if they have sons.
Absolutely.
Right? And daughters too, because a daughter can learn so much about a man and what to expect and respect when a positive man is in their life. So it's not just a guy taking care of his kid when it's a son. Like, be there for your daughters. I've been there for my daughter since day one. And I became a father real early, real young. So, but we just got to do better as a people and not quickly judging people based on their appearances and how they may look.
Right.
Ask them how they're doing. Like, just check on your people, especially ones that look the strongest.
Definitely.
Because they be going through it. Like, my mom has cancer. Like, she's had cancer now over 15 years.
Wow.
Like 4 different ones.
Wow.
I lost my dad to cancer, lost my sister to cancer.
Jeez.
So looking at my mom and her positive outlook on life, although she's taking chemo pills every day, you would never know she's going through that. But to ask her and hear her tell you how she really feels, it really, motivates you to take better care of yourself, not just, physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
Because that's where it all starts. A lot of us think we can control stuff, but we really can't control nothing outside of our mind. And I say that all the time. Like, we really can't control nothing but our mind. We can't even control our emotions.
Right.
And those are not the same thing for those that's going to Google it. But we think we could do certain things, but we don't take into account that everyone around us plays a part in us being successful, us being educated, us being whatever. Like, it's people around us that create energies and environments and jobs and opportunities that we have to take part in to make it to the next step.
Right.
Like, we wouldn't be shooting this podcast if some people didn't create these cameras.
Right.
Or the internet.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So you and when I hear people say they're self-made, I turn my hearing down a little bit. Because I know you're not self-made. You could sell all the dope in the world and be the, kingpin, but you're not self-made.
Yeah.
Because you didn't sell it to yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You had to have customers. And when people start understanding that you need people around you to be successful, you need customers, you need clientele, you need good people, you need good energy, you need all these things to be successful in more than just your eye.
Yeah.
Because from perspectives, it's being that I got an art degree from the mighty FAMU. I ain't gonna say the almighty, but FAMU.
Let's go Rattlers.
Yeah, and I learned back then that you have to step away from the painting to appreciate the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be so engulfed in it. It's like some people, and then you have to create your own perception of reality.
You do.
Right? Because you got a son, you got a young son. So if your son brought you home a painting when he was 3, and you said, "Oh, that's so pretty. What is that a little dog?"
Right.
And then he'd be like, "No, mommy, that's you."
Yeah.
It's because you interpreted what you saw into what he created. And we do that as people all the time when we try to imply what we expect from other people in something that they're creating. You don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And I'm circling back to all that.
No,
so you don't know
yeah,
what they're going through.
You saying a mouthful,
Right.
yeah.
You don't know what they're going through, so you have to let them tell you. Because you can't assume.
But you know what? Also, and sorry for your loss with your family. Yes, cancer is.
It's hell, especially where we're from, Central Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's devastating in so many families. But going back to what you were saying just about perceptions, I honestly think that a lot of people. We are in where the culture where it's, if anything just doesn't feel comfortable, we shutting it down, cutting people off. People don't want to have open conversations. People aren't vulnerable enough because vulnerability is exposing, and it brings exposure, and people can't take it. And one thing about me, like, I'm a person where if there is a problem, I'm gonna let you know. I'm not the person where it's just like you're gonna be wondering. I'm a Gemini.
Oh man, it's two of y'all. We're gonna have a part 2 of this interview to interview the other part of that Gemini right here. I was listening, man. I thought you were gonna say you were a Scorpio because I'm a Scorpio.
They say the Geminis and Scorpios get along real well.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't take the bullshit. I don't like the foolishness. Don't come to me with all that. Come to me just like I come to you.
Yes, just come to me just
like I come to you.
That's
why I asked you that. But I know Geminis, I have great relationships with people, Geminis, and especially good business relationships.
Yeah.
Because they see through the bullshit. You can't really try to get over on those Geminis for real, especially with business. And that's dope, like for real. And knowing that you guys see that side in day-to-day activities, it's even more honorable. Because a lot of people turn a blind eye to a lot of bullshit. Like
they do.
You try to be oblivious to stuff that's going on and all these signs, and you end up hurting yourself. Right.
Stop right there. We're gonna talk today, okay? Yeah, but I think that's something that people are afraid to be vocal. And I'm not saying I'm the most vocal person, because sometimes I found myself being very passive aggressive, because I'm just like, I know you know what you're doing ain't right. So I become passive aggressive, where it's just like, you know what, I'm just ain't gonna talk to you no more, because clearly you acting like you don't know, and if you don't know, then I really don't need to be talking to you, because you don't know enough, like internally self-awareness, all that stuff. But then I realized that's being passive aggressive. Like, sometimes people don't know, and you have to say, hey, X, Y, and Z took place. I felt this way, or you did this, and you have to say it, because when you are passive aggressive, and this person who is, their personality type is not, I'm going to, their attachment may be more laid back. So they're going to present themselves as, I don't know what's going on, and I'm not gonna question it. And then, like, on the other side, you're boiling. And it's just like, okay, so who's gonna turn the owl down? You got to be able to turn it down yourself. You can't expect for somebody else to come and turn your pot down that you boiling. You started to boil the water, and you got to turn it down.
Self-care that we all have to work on, especially if you quick-tempered. Because
I'm not quick-tempered though. You quick-tempered?
I'm extremely quick-tempered when the person that I'm dealing with knows better. I'm not quick-tempered with kids. I'm quick-tempered with adults who know what they're doing is going to create an issue, regardless of the size of it.
I wonder if I'm quick-tempered.
You're quick-tempered. The way you just start talking lets me know that.
I think I might be just slightly quick-tempered.
Yeah. Do you have road rage?
I don't have road rage.
Have you ever had road rage? You're quick-tempered because you didn't know that car was going to do that 5 seconds ago, and now you extremely boiling. So that's quick-tempered. Nothing else other than that.
But not, you get extremely angry.
I don't get angry. I get more upset at myself for getting upset. Because I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if they racing to get home, somebody hurt. They having a medical something. But that's why I be mad when I look at it, because a lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's a lot. I have road rage. I might not blow my horn, but I might speed around the car. But when I look over and realize it's an old person or someone that, driving this close to the wheel, then I'd be like, damn, I should have just stayed back. And I'm working on that, and God is working on me. Because I ain't got no business doing all that. It's not, that's when I be mad at myself. But if it's somebody just showing out, passing, trailing me real close with their bright lights on, then I'm gonna get, mad. But at the end of the day, man, it's all just working on yourself. Mindset. What do you feel that, I know we're talking about self-care and helping everyone. What do you feel is a great way to nurture your mindset? I know you journal. So what do you can tell a couple people that may be watching?
Well, outside of journaling,
Yeah.
and then
You like certain music? You like walks on the beach, or what do you like to just relax your mind and help you get a clear train of thought, regardless of what you may be going through?
I ask myself questions like constantly.
It's two of y'all up there, so yeah.
I think that outside of journaling, and then, you know, for people who can't make it to a beach or they are introverted and they want to be in their house, I think really stick to the journaling. And if you don't have a journal, maybe you're just writing notes in your phone. Like, I'm really I got to put my thoughts to paper, or I have to see it, because I like to go back and see, oh, I fixed that, or I changed that, you know, or I'm still working on that. Yeah, taking accountability for myself. But I like to light candles. As soon as if I feel the mood and I'm home and I feel myself going in a direction I don't want to go, I'm firing the candles up. I'm putting on a Cleo Soul relaxing music, and I'm just gonna vibe. I'm gonna vibe out, like get back to myself. Like, hey.
Do you know what I do to get back to myself?
What?
I watch reruns of shows I watched growing up. I watch Sanford and Son every night to go to sleep, like 4 hours back to back. Like
back to back.
I let Prime run it, and when I wake up, it's still on. I used to watch the Golden Girls like that. I love the Golden Girls because the music that they use between transitions is so peaceful. It used to just make me sleep well.
You know the words?
I know the words to the intro, but I'm talking about, like, say they blanch them having a scene in the living room, and then they cut to another scene. It's that little music right between, that little 5 seconds worth of music. It's like it calms me down, man. And that's weird, because I like watching 227. I like watching Amen. I like watching, like I say, Sanford and Son. I like watching these shows that I grew up watching because it relaxes me. It put me in a peaceful mind state. And it helps me, like, reflect on where I came from. And that's what made me give myself a brighter outlook to where I plan to go. Because if we so caught up in where we currently are and forget where we came from, then we kind of blur out or make the focus of where we're trying to go a lot more difficult to see.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just got to reset, clean your lens off, and shoot again.
And you can't be afraid to do it, especially like with everything that we have going on. And just taking accountability for, or just acknowledging, like, from 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. we working. You know, we working our brains, at least. We working our brains. And then for some people, you know, it may be 5 a.m. to 12 a.m., whatever you're doing. But it's just like, at some point, you really got to be like, all right. I know people be saying, like, work, no sleep. That's not my method.
That's not me.
I don't do that.
I need that rest.
I gotta rest.
I don't give a damn what.
I have to rest.
What's going on?
I don't care what's going on. Like, once I'm in that mood of I'm about to be exhausted, because I know what it feels like to burn out. You know, I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed, done through. Now you're taking all your anger out on other people for no reason. And then especially, like, as a parent, you can't go to the burnout mode, especially like if you're a single mom, whether your father is the kid's father is assistant or not, or if you're a single dad and the mother is helping or not. Like, when you have that major role responsibility 7 days a week, you have to be able to say, I'm going to have me some me time today.
Most definitely.
I'm going to have it. And, you know, hey, baby, mommy, I got to close the door. I'm going to crack it, but I'm going to watch this show, and I don't want you to come in. Okay? If you need me, knock, you know, but don't burst in. And I feel like you have to be able to communicate that with your children so that when they get older, they don't have this entitled personality. Because that starts at a very young age, where kids become entitled, and then they get in, you know, as an adult, you meet people and it's just like, no. But it starts in the household. It starts in the household. And somebody had to tell me, because, I mean, my son is 7 years old, but he's capable of doing certain things on his own. But me as a mom, I was always running, you know, oh, put your shirt on here, let me put your socks on, you know, stuff like that. And it was just like, he could do it.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Yeah.
Because then he might become a man that when he marries a woman or is seeking a woman, he wants her to do everything. Because as a mom, you did everything for him.
Right.
So at some point, you know, you have to find balance in the household to where you let him know, hey, women get tired too. And I know you want me to cook, sit with you, watch video games, you know, whatever as a little boy, but mommy needs some time. So he respects my time. And you know, if I'm like, no, boo, and he just like, okay, ma, I'll be back.
Yeah. All right, so that's all amazing. So how can people get in touch with you?
The best way to get in contact with me is to follow me on social media at Just Javonni. That's JUSTJAVONNIV as in Victor. Just Javonni. My business page is at Just Doing Her Official. Just Doing DOING Her HER Official with 2 F's. And send me a DM, visit my website. I also have a booking site on my website, like for motivational speaking or in any events that require hosting. So
Y'all definitely hit her up for these booking engagements. She's a hell of a great speaker, and she's very motivational. So what she says does have some purpose behind it, and I'm sure it will resonate with whoever she's speaking to. Now, let's dabble in this professional side of Javonni, Just Javonni. So what exactly do you do with the almighty Florida A&M University?
Right. So I have a lot of roles at FAMU. Mainly, I am in the communications and marketing department, and I serve as a liaison for the university to promote the university, whether that be through long form commercials, videos, and assisting with social media. So I create content.
Okay.
Currently, the university and myself, where I was the host, we just won a Silver Collegiate Award for having a series called The President's Point of View, where we were interviewing the former president, Dr. Larry Robinson. And so my mind is always working to how to brand the university, how to also brand our university's president, and how to keep the university on a trajectory to where it's always respected.
I love that because, you know, FAMU holds a special place in my heart, and I'm sure quite a few of you guys' hearts as well. Being that you're behind it on the media side, saying you create content, what is some of the type of content that you create? Well,
first, I definitely want to say a big shout out to the social media manager, which is Christina Compare Minor, and Jeff Walker, who's a guru and the video, IT.
Let me tell you something about Jeff Walker. This Jake Watt.
Yes.
Listen.
That's my.
Let me tell you about Jeff.
Producer, video
Back in
editor.
1999, I met Jeff. I was doing photography. I was the youngest person in the Moon on Saturday nights doing Moon TV. With
Oh, you
him
doing Moon
and
TV?
Eric. It was me, Jay Quad, and Eric.
Yeah.
And then they started flossing season. Ask him about flossing season.
Okay, I'm asking.
What flossing season was like Freaknik here in Atlanta. It was back in Daytona.
Yeah.
It was Black College Reunion. We went down there for 3 years in a row making flossing season 1, 2, and 3. I was one of the main photographers. I shot all the pictures on the covers and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as all the still images, and Jeff and Eric, they did all the video.
Yeah.
And it was just us 3 sleeping in the little room.
Yeah.
Every BCR doing flossing season. Yeah, it was nasty.
Nice.
Not like that.
Yeah,
but it was fun.
Yeah, y'all got it.
So
in.
Jeff, my guy, tell him you linked up with Kelly Parker.
Oh, I definitely will.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jeff has always been a mentor in my life. So and now he is the videographer and the editor for the show, The President's Point of View.
Great.
And also, you know, everything that he does just in Tallahassee, around the country. So
yeah, Jeff, my guy.
he
man.
definitely helped establish the wonderful pieces that we have at FAMU.
Yeah, that's my guy.
And the content, since we were talking about the
He
content.
showed me a lot, man. I'm, 18, 19 years old, linking with these guys in this club on 21 and up night. And they got me in there through the back door, and I'm in the little room where Moon TV would be broadcasted live till 2 in the morning. It was great times back then. I appreciate you, Jeff and Eric, for taking me under your wing. Y'all really motivated me to really get into this media side.
Wow.
And I appreciate y'all. This
See,
before.
you didn't even.
Nah, I ain't know.
Yeah, that's my crew. That's my people. So, so now you see. So when it comes to like the drive, the passion, the work ethic, if you worked with Jeff, you know, it's tight, right? And he ain't, playing no games in that media area.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm just having flashbacks. I'm like, oh man.
Yep.
But cool. So with that type of content y'all creating, what are you guys doing here in Atlanta right now? Because you obviously came up from Tallahassee this weekend, and you made time to shoot with me, which I'm very grateful for. What is going on this weekend with Florida A&M?
Well, it's the MEAC.
This actually April 23rd right now, 24th, 23rd?
April.
I mean, August 23rd.
Yep.
Okay, for those that watch it, this is August 23rd, 2024. So.
Yeah, so FAMU is from the Heights to Seven Hills, is in Atlanta. It's the MEAC SWAC game. We have FAMU, the SWAC championships from last year, Florida A&M University, the Rattlers, let's go. And then we also have Norfolk State, who are the MEAC team that the university is playing. So it's going to be at the Georgia State Stadium. Yeah. And I mean, the city is flooded with orange and green. As you would know, Atlanta is a hub for all the Rattlers. Yeah, so the Rattlers are here. The Rattlers are ready to take over. So we are sending our love in advance, even though you may watch this later. The blessings came from this room when the Rattlers win.
Most definitely, man. So y'all just get ready for it. I mean, and you saying that the city's flooded with orange and green, especially when fam is playing up here. Like, we know it's full of Rattlers already, but when they playing, man, it's everybody. Everywhere you go.
Everybody.
Rattlers.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. So if you have a chance to go to any Florida A&M University events, whether they're football games, basketball, whatever, make sure you have that orange and green, man. It just blend in. You don't want to wear the other opposing colors. So you will be swamped.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend.
Definitely going to be a great weekend. I think we covered everything. It was a very, very dope conversation. I'm glad you got a chance to speak on your entrepreneurial spirit and business that you created. Glad you got to speak on working with Florida A&M and the benefits and luxuries of that, and helping everyone, see how FAMU really is through that media side. I just want to say thank you for coming on. And if you got anything else to say to anybody, you can. If not, I guess not.
No, well, hey, to wrap everything up, I mean, this was a wonderful conversation. And I guess I would just leave on a note to always make sure you pour into yourself, always make sure that you are giving back to yourself. Just doing her is a short term for just divine hope. So always have hope that things will work out in your favor, be divine. And for the ladies, you're definitely her.
That part. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Kelly Parker again, KP the Builder. And this was another episode of Coffee with KP with the great Javonni. Thank you for tuning in. If you like today's episode, please share it with a friend or two, and please comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.